yesterday was, well, we kind of talked about it on Wednesday, but when you have an angle like this, remember what it's called? It's called an inscribed angle. And it's always going to equal half of its arc. So if this was like 200, that's too big. But if this was a 200-degree arc, this would be a 100-degree angle. Okay, so it's just half. And there's some different tricks they did with it, but that's kind of the main idea. All right, you guys remember this from yesterday? Because there are some of these on the worksheet today. Inscribed angles are equal to half their arc, right? Okay. Most of the problems are something else, though. So we're going to have problems like this with two secants. Okay. Table in the back, you guys need to keep it down. So we don't have to compete with you guys. So if this was like 96 and 24 degrees, then angle X, okay, angle X is not 96 in this case. Why is X not 96?
Because it's half the arc. Because it's not fully inscribed.
It's not in the middle. Okay, if it was in the middle, this would be 96. If it was inscribed, it would be half of 96, but it's kind of floating somewhere in here. So what you do, all you do is you do 96 plus 24 divided by 2. It's kind of like the average of the two. So that's rule number one. We got two rules that we're learning today. When they meet in the middle, you add them together and divide by 2. Okay. When the two secants meet outside the circle, like that, when they meet outside the circle, you do something similar. You subtract them and divide by 2. So it'd be like 104 minus 42 divided by 2. And that would give you the X right there. Okay. That's the basic ideas. If we got that. Oh, also, we didn't see this, but technically, this is not an inscribed angle, but it works the exact same way. Okay, one of the sides of the angles is tangent, but it's still going to be half of its arc. Okay, it's not inscribed because it's not really completely in the circle, but it's still like an inscribed angle. It's going to be half of whatever that is. Just looks a little bit different. All right, you guys ready? So I'm going to do a few of these with you just to get us going. Some of these are pretty challenging algebraically. Number one is not one of those. But how do you guys think we would do number one?
202 minus 62.
202 minus 62 divided by 2. Whatever that is. Plug that in. That would be your angle.
And that's it.
Yeah. How about number 3?
Um, 228 divided by 2.
228 divided by 2. It's an inscribed angle from yesterday. 228 divided by 2. How about number 4?
155 plus 55 and then divided by 2.
Correct. 155 plus 55 divided by 2. How about number 7?
Oh, it's just half of that.
Yes, it's like an inscribed angle, so it's 110 divided by 2. All right, second page. It gets harder as we go, unfortunately. Okay, number 9. How would I set that up?
125 minus x equals divided by 2 equals 37.
Right. So it sets up like this, 125 minus x divided by 2 is supposed to equal 37. How do I solve that algebraically?
Do plus, no.
No. If the
Plus
whole
125.
no, if the whole left side is divided by 2, you need to get rid of it first.
So
You can do that
times 2.
by times 2 times 2. Over here they cancel out. You get 125 minus x equals 74.
And then you do plus 125.
No, this is a positive 125, so to get rid of it, you would take away 125. And I believe that would be at negative x equals negative 51.
But then the negative cancels out, and then you just put x equals.
So x is 51 degrees. Now, if you got a negative, that wouldn't make any sense, because we're talking about angles, which, you know, just negative wouldn't make sense. Okay. How about, let's see, what's another tricky one? How about 13? How would that set up? It's kind of the same as the one we just did, but what would it look like?
Would it be 100 plus 76
No?
plus x?
100
minus.
No,
So wait,
no. In the middle, it's a plus on the middle. So it's 100 plus x divided by 2
Equals 76?
equals 76. Now, what did I do first to solve that?
Get rid of the divider.
I times 2. So you get 100 plus x equals 152.
So it would be x equals 52.
So x is 52. Seems like there was supposed to be a hard one on this page, but I don't see. Oh, number 14. 14. Why don't you guys look at 14 for a second? How are we doing?
I got 2.
You got 2 done?
No, number 2.
You're on number 2, which is
Well, I got the first assignment then on 2.
Okay.
14.
So on 14, I know.
Is it just double the angle? Because it's
Yeah,
like.
whoa. Okay. So what if I call this arc, the arc that we're looking for, if I call it x, what could I call the major arc out here?
F to D.
Now, if I call this from here to here x,
Oh,
what could I call the rest of the circle? David, you probably should be watching this.
Circular.
No. If from here to here is x degrees, from here to here, how many degrees must it be from here?
360 minus that?
Oh.
360 minus x, right? You guys remember that trick from yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how I set up. This minus this divided by 2 should equal that. This arc, it's like number 9. 125 minus x divided by 2 equals 37. So it's the far arc, 360 minus x divided by 2 equals 50. 360 minus x divided by 2 equals 50. What is minus x minus x?
Minus
Mine
2x?
Minus 2x. Okay, now it looks kind of like the other problems. What do we do? What did we do first?
Multiply 2.
Multiply by 2. By the way, on this one you could actually, that would be pretty easy to divide that out and just get rid of it. 360 divided by 2 is 180. Minus 2x divided by 2 is minus 1x. Okay, we could have multiplied by 2, that would have been fine, but this works also. So that's a positive 180, so I'm gonna take away
Negative 130.
180, right? So negative x is negative 130,
130.
so x is 130. So that's the little arc. What if they ask for the big arc?
Just 360.
360, yeah, 360 minus 5.
But they're not asking for it.
They're not, no.
Okay.
They put the, alright, page 3. Okay, here's what I told the other class. We're doing 3 out of the 4 pages, so like 24 would be the last. If you want to do some on the back, you can get 1 extra credit.
One?
If you do 1. If you do more, though, they can make up for missed problems. But I'm not going to give you more than 1 extra credit. So you might like do a couple on the back, that way
So we can skip problems on this. And
you can skip problems on this.
I don't know.
The second page is all harder than the first page, but the front and the back are about the same. So anyway, basically you need to do 24 problems. If you do a 25th, it can count for bonus. If you do more than that, it counts for makeup for missed problems. So the most you can get is 25 out of 24. That's the best possible you can
Yeah. Still generous from your standards.
get. You know, pretty normal. Alright, so what makes this page harder is more algebra. So how would we set up on 17? How would 17 set up?
155 minus -6 plus 7x divided by 2 equals 4x minus 3.
Right. It's this minus that divided by 2 equals the other thing. So the far arc, 155, minus the near arc, -6 plus 7x. All of that divided by 2 is supposed to equal the angle, 4x minus 2. So that's how we set it up. Why did I put parentheses around the near arc?
Oh, because there's 2 negatives.
Okay.
Or
Because
there's a minus and there's
we're supposed to subtract the near arc. So we gotta subtract all of this, not just the -6, but all of it.
So you could just put plus.
So yeah, it's like a distributive property. We're gonna minus -6 and minus the 7x. Okay, minus -6 is plus 6. 155 plus 6 is 161.
You do minus.
Minus 7x over 2. Okay, so now it kind of looks like the last couple of problems we did. When you divide by 2, the whole side, you want to get rid of that, you multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. To get rid of the divide by 2. So, that goes away. That's going to get distributed out. So we get 161 equals 8x minus 4.
Would it be plus 7x?
Right, if you have x's on both sides, you want to get rid of them. So plus 7x.
Warren, over here. You got, your class is over here, not in here.
I'm in study hall
I know you are, but that doesn't mean you get to be in here.
Okay.
So come on.
Is it, okay, if I ask her, where is it? Or no?
The thing is, you should have asked her before all of this big mess, because we couldn't find you.
Oh, okay.
You always ask first, so we know where you're at, because I almost called your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk with Mrs. Plummer, and
Okay.
if it's okay with Mr. Jordan,
Okay.
you had to get a permission from 2 teachers, not just one.
Okay. So over here we got the 161, and over here we got 15x minus 4. So down to a normal problem here. We gotta add the 4. And divide by 15. So we get 11.
It's like Saturday. All in all.
Good.
Any
Wait, that's
questions?
the final answer for 17?
Yep. Okay, let's finish with 21. And what else?
Can we do 20, either 23 or 24, because...
Well, 23 is the same as 17.
Oh, okay.
24 is a little bit different. Okay, we'll do 21, 24. 21 is kind of like 14 now. I don't know if you guys remember 14. If the little arc on 21 is 27x plus 2, what would the major arc be?
360 minus 27x plus 2.
Exactly. It would be 360 minus 27x plus 2. Like that. That would be the major arc by itself. So you do the far arc minus the near arc, which the near arc was that. All that divided by 2 is supposed to equal the angle on the outside, which was 70. Looks like a mess, doesn't it? Are these two things going to cancel out?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. Because this is actually a minus 27x minus 27x.
Oh, so they add together.
So it's like negative 54x. And this is a minus 2 and a minus 2. So it's minus 4. From 360 is 356 positive. So 3 plus 356 over 2. Okay, now we're back down to it, kind of getting close. You could divide both those by 2, or we can multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the divide by 2. So if you times 2, you get negative 54x plus 356 equals 140.
No, you just
So-
minus 356.
Minus 356. See, that'd be negative 216, I think.
Yep.
Divided by negative 54. 50 goes into 20, 204 times, so it's gonna be 4. I don't think there's any decimals on today, so if you get a decimal, something's wrong. I can double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, 24, this will be my last one. What do you guys think? Any ideas for 24? David, you should have been listening. You're missing on the harder one. What?
I'm gonna say it has 217 in it,
That's part of it, yeah.
and a 1,
Yep.
and a 360.
Yes. It's not the answer, but that's all part of it.
So that bottom arc is just 72 times 2, right?
That's true.
So
It's 144.
What can I do with that, though? I'm trying to find x. What do I know about the bottom arc and the top arc together?
they make 360.
They make 360. So, we know the bottom arc is 144, right? You guys just said that?
Yeah,
So the bottom arc plus the top arc equals what?
360.
360.
So you could,
So 217x minus 1 plus 360, or sorry, plus, what was it, 144 equals 360. That'd be 143.
can you have written that?
Imagine somebody being named Kurt.
I think much as they used to be, but they get
But still,
Q-U-E-R-D.
like what happened?
That'd be the only, like,
Still valid.
name that starts using.
Okay, anyway, subtract 143, you get 217.
Crap. I didn't know it did that.
But now it's just like my skin just itching.
So, excellent. Alright, why don't you guys try the rest of the assignment?
Why it's particularly.
Okay, remember you have to do at least 24. The first 24 are probably the easiest, I'm guessing, but for the most part. You can do one bonus at least, alright.